Alright everybody, how are we getting on? I can't believe we're on episode 4 already of the films that you can't unsee. We're talking about video nasties and things that have stuck with me over years. So thank you very much for joining again. I really do appreciate it. Thank you for giving us time to ramble on about these, and going down memory lane is really special to me, so nice one. I've got a right mixed bag this evening, really mixed up. Somewhere along the line we'll find Bigfoot, an axe, a haunted mirror, a very nasty, sickly, horrible to watch, genuine video nasty that were like a golden grail to get hold of back in the day, and a more recent film that's left me very disturbed, only a few years old, a Danish film. I wonder if you can guess what that one is. But yeah, we'll do a few today and we'll go through them and I'll tell you about why I can't unsee them. I think we'll start with this beauty, shall we? You must have heard of this one. Last House on the Left.
They meet in the last house on the left. What began as a birthday party ends as a nightmare.
I want to give you something.
I don't want that.
It's worth a lot.
I don't want
it. I want to be your friend.
No, you want to get free.
I want to be your friend. Are you all right?
Yeah. Hey, I'm fine.
Just what did happen in the last house on the left?
1972, Wes Craven. One of his first films, and it's definitely his first journey into the horror, and a good precursor of what's to come later on in his career. I absolutely love this. I adore this film, but it's not an easy watch by far. To get hold of this back in the 80s, it were a right ask. You had to go either import it from somewhere, trust a car boot sale or a friend who'd probably give you a tape that were like second, third, fourth generation, and you're watching it through snow, and that's no good, is it? I ended up getting, before this were re-available, I ended up getting something like this. This is not the first tape of Last House on the Left that I got, but this is an example of what we're about. Late 80s, early 90s. This is a Dutch release, and take of that what you will, because it looks quite nice, the cover. And a lot of Dutch tapes are like this, and don't get me wrong, there's lots of Dutch original VHS, but this one got a bit of a funny smell, but as you can see, it's just embossed on side, Last House on the Left. Quality's all right on this one, and I got it for nostalgia because I have not actually got, believe it or not, Last House on the Left on a pre-save VHS. So I wanted to just have that on my shelf, and it looks nice. But this is a beautiful set if you can get hold of it. Arrow did this a few years ago now. I've not seen many about, this, but it's nice. It's got a book in it, look, an hard case, which by now I love. And you've got all sorts. You've got some like pictures from film that are like postcards. Really nice. And reversible artwork. I've gone for this as artwork. I believe that's it just sets off a lot of memories to me. That it's a real nasty film, like I said. It starts off with a couple of girls, a really nice couple of normal girls, 70s looking, and they look just like they're going to a concert, and they get involved with the wrong ends, the wrong type of gang, and it all goes south very quick. Especially when your boy turns up. David S. What a guy he is. He's a superb actor, isn't he? I've rattled on about him, I know, before, but come on, this has got to be his best film. He's incredible in it as Krug. Yeah, he's called Krug, and he's a sadist. And he likes to slash with his knife. Wes Craven, Krug. Hey, it's Freddy Krueger. It's not Freddy Krueger, but it could be a precursor to Nightmare on Elm Street, because, according to what I've read anyway, and what's been rumoured, Wes Craven were bullied at school, bless him, and the bully was Krug, or he had a nickname Krug, And that's what he had in his mind when he certainly gave the character a name in Last House on the Left. Could it have been inspiration for Krueger, Freddy Krueger? Maybe. Because Freddy's sadistic, isn't he? Well, he is in first few films. But yeah, he's a bit of a bad boy, isn't he, Freddy? School bully? I don't know. But this is a great film. You need to watch it. The ending of this film, I won't give too much away, but how it turns and really sort of tightens up towards the end, it's brilliant. And Wes Craven did a fantastic job. He'd not really done horror before. I don't think he'd even made a full feature film. To go in with this and go straight for jugular and go, I'm here, get ready, this is my work. Fair play to him. He's proper knocked it out at park here on first film. Banging. And then, speaking of films that are really hard to get older, when you're looking at video nasties and you think you might have seen them all and you've been collecting them a bit, I found a film called Axe.
Not since the Texas Chainsaw Massacre has the screen delivered terror like Axe.
But it was hard to get. So I ended up getting it on this. It's done by Frederick R. Friedel. Axe is one of those films that I've seen written about that says it's a very disturbing, low-key, kind of home invasion again, on the lines of Last House in the Left. But gruesome is what I read about. Really hard to find. The film elements got lost apparently, and then they had to get them back from a vault or something. Would it ever be re-released on Blu-ray? Is what everybody were thinking, because this was like a grindhouse cinema release. But here it is on Blu-ray, Severin Films, Axe. I must admit, I know this is the films that you can't unsee, but there's no to Axe really, in my opinion. It's the thought of it is probably puts you on edge. The home invasion part and the way they're marching about and just doing what they want. These bad guys in this film are quite sadistic, quite nasty. But I mean, I put it on and first few scenes, I'm like, I've seen that shot now 6 times. Again, I'm not a filmmaker, but it's really hard to watch Axe. Not that it's bad, nasty, hard to watch. It just bored me. It's in my collection, but does anybody actually like Axe? Do you think it's a good film? Maybe I need to rewatch it, but yeah, I'm not right bothered that I can't unsee it. Or no, I want to unsee it. Or do I see it? And it's in my collection any road up. Axe. You do get Kidnapped co-ed with it as well. I've not bothered with that one yet, I'll be honest with you. But that's Axe. It's on a lot of lists. And it's on in a lot of books, and it's talked about a lot when it comes to the video nasties era, is Axe. I don't think it holds up, you know. I don't. Not like this bad boy. Night of the Demon. Who's seen this out there? Obviously, there's a couple of films called Night of the Demon. This is the one that's all about Sasquatch, like a Bigfoot character. And you'd got me at Bigfoot, to be honest, because I love that story of Bigfoot. You know, the mystery around is he real, is he not? This is a straightforward, really great horror film with Bigfoot in it. But don't let that put you off, because it's so well made, this film. It's brilliant. There's blood and guts in it. There's, you name it. Night of the Demon is one of them films that's quite... it kind of spoke about a lot and then not so much. But revisiting this, especially on Blu-ray, this is 88 films released, I would really recommend that you check out Night of the Demon. If you've not already, it's a good one. 80, newly scanned in 4K, and over 5 hours of extras. 88's film release of this is perfect in every way. And I'm not going to tell you too much about what happens in the film, other than it will not disappoint you. It's a great little film, is Night of the Demon. Brilliant. Oh, now then, here's a story. For the first time, I think, in this series, I'm going to tell you about a film that I've not seen. How does that work then? Any road. I'm going to watch this film this weekend, and I'll let you know how I get on next week. So this is a precursor bit, this one. Bit of a curveball. Because I've just received Forest of Fear on a disc, and I'll elaborate. This is the first time I bought from Custom Creations. They're an Instagram team. There's an Instagram page, basically, of the chap who runs his business. And he puts the old Nasties onto disc and gives them a boutique presentation, which is phenomenal. I have to show you. This is the type of thing that he does. And so big shout out up to you, pal, at Custom Creations on Instagram. Forest of Fear is very hard to get hold of still. You can get this film with the title Toxic Zombies, and you can get it for about 30 quid or thereabouts on Amazon, eBay, that type of thing. And it's from the USA. Forest of Fear is the title that I remember seeing in the video shops, but I never rented it. Trying to get hold of it again, no one seems to know what that film is. But yeah, because it's known as Toxic Zombies as well. So I'm going to show you what you get from Custom Creations, because you're not going to believe it. I didn't believe it. So this slip cover's custom. The artwork is the original DVD slash VHS cover, sorry. Very nice. You get, it's unreal this, for a custom made, you get a poster, Blood Eaters, Forest of Fear, Toxic Zombies, but they're all the same, yeah, they're all the same film. You get a still, and just look at that. Disc printed, inlay done, bish bash bosh. Jobs are good, innit? Do you know something? When people go on about, oh, you know, it's not an original, I do want an original of this because I did purchase it on Blu-ray as well, and I have got that at home ready to watch it. So I watched both versions. This one is took straight from the tape, so that's a really nostalgic way to watch that. Now, Arrow Video did this, I believe, with Don't Go in the Basement, I think it were. Correct me if I'm wrong. They included on some editions a third disc, which were the VHS rip. I think all Nasties should do that. That's just my opinion. You get discs sometimes where you get 4 or 5 discs a note. But I think for a premium, to have a scan of the tape, whether it's the American tape or the English tape, would be fantastic. How many other films do that in the release? I think I can only think of that one. Like I say, I think it's Don't Go in the Basement, which I've got. It's a 3-disc special edition. Is there any others out there that do it? Let me know, because I'd love to know in comments if you've got one, because I'm interested in. It's like they get restored and what have you, but owning the original, how it looked on VHS, but on a disc. You know, your tape's not gone mouldy at that point, so hopefully you can keep it on disc a bit longer. It's that preservation that I really find interesting, and I wonder why a lot of other companies don't do the original scans, you know, as an option. Anyway, I'm rambling. Forest of Fear, Toxic Zombies. This one I have no clue about, but I can't unsee it because I haven't seen it. See? We'll talk about that on the next one, actually. We can get it back in the bloody case. Jobs of fish. Always left all stuff out like a, you know. What about this one then, eh?
When you were a child, did they warn you about the Boogeyman? The Boogeyman. The Boogeyman. He's going to get you.
Boogeyman. Boogeyman? No, not him. We could say Boogeyman. We've said Boogeyman in UK. Does that sound worse than Boogeyman? Boogeyman to me is like somebody dancing about and, you know, like 70s gear on. Boogeyman sounds like something that kids would shout out to have a laugh. But Boogeyman, back in the 80s, there were stories about, oh, Boogeyman will get you. Michael Myers, it's Boogeyman. Ooh, you can't kill him. Anyway, along comes the Boogeyman. This is Boogeyman 2, or Boogeyman 2. Believe it or not, Boogeyman 2, it's the one I've got at hand. I couldn't find the original. I've got the original Boogeyman somewhere. But I want to talk about them in general, these two films, because they're definitely better than you remember them when you rewatch them. And if you've never watched them, get them watched. Supernatural slasher. First Boogeyman. Unreal. I thought it was fantastic. When I first rented it, I like, this is entertaining me all the way through. I know some people slag it off, but it's got like this weird vibe to it. It's a bit like Amityville, Boogeyman, 1980s. It's a bit like Amityville, a bit like Friday the 13th, Halloween, all kind of rolled into one because the killer is supernatural, which I think is great. You don't always have to like a... Hey, what would be really good is if they did a Scream, but it were a supernatural killer. Why don't they just do something different? Do you know what I mean? Anyway, no spoilers, because it's not one of them films that you can really spoil, I guess. But Boogeyman and Boogeyman 2 are worth checking out if you've never seen them from 80s. I can't pronounce Oli Lamel. He doesn't actually go as Oli Lamel on second film, and I don't think he did it. I think he were kind of conned into doing a sequel. And it's really funny because this is just like they're at a party in Boogeyman 2, like an awards night, and then they just keep, I think it's an awards night anyway, I've not seen it for a couple of years, but they just keep putting bits from the killings from the first film into the second film with some more killings. So if you get Boogeyman 2, you pretty much get all killings in the first one, a daft story that is laughable really, and more killings. So, but Boogeyman and Boogeyman 2, there was something about them, like I said, the supernatural element, I think, is what hooked me. They're a stylish looking film, you know. Yeah, I really do like Boogeyman. Boogie? So, Oli Lamel, he come out of a groundhouse type scene, and I think he was mixing around with the crowds like Andy Warhol crowds and things like that, quite arty. And a lot of that shows in his film, especially in the first one. There's some quite arty shots and unnerving gore and things like that in it. Yeah, it gets compared a lot. It gets compared to Amityville, Exorcist, Halloween. Yeah, you could say Boogeyman 2 is just a clip reel of the first film with another... It's a bit meta, Boogeyman 2 as well. I think it's one of the first films to kind of go that way. I'd consider it on your list. You need to watch it. It gets a lot of bad press about it being cheap and nasty, but it's a good film to watch as a supernatural slasher, definitely. You can't unsee Boogeyman, but watch your eyes when you do see him. Be careful of your eyes. Speak no evil. Wait, listen to video, Nasty JT. What you doing here? Why are you showing Speak No Evil? It's not a nasty, it's not a video. It's a bloody nasty film, I can tell you. This is a cracker. Story with me with this one is, I took along to cinema. It was Sharon's choice to go and watch a film, and she'd seen one called Speak No Evil. We went along, and this was only a couple of years ago. We went along to cinema. And I think it's James McAvoy's in it. And we sets off watching it, and about 10 minutes in, she says, "This isn't what I wanted to watch." I says, what do you mean you've dragged me along? She goes, "I watched the trailer and I thought it was this isn't film. I don't want to watch." I said, "We're here now, we've paid, we might as well watch it." Oh, it's a good one. It is a good one, but I'll not spoil it for you if you've not seen. It's classed as a remake. I've come out of that film and I'm like, that was pretty good, that. Blumhouse film, you know, so it's a bit, much as modern day horror is, it's a bit like that. And I'm not being a snob, but it just didn't, for me, that scene, ultimately. Occasionally you get a good one, don't you? But yeah, it's not really for me. But this was quite good at cinema, Speak No Evil. James McAvoy. And then I come home and someone says, "Hey, you haven't seen original." I says, "What are you talking about, original? I don't remember it back in day. Speak No Evil." Oh, yes, there is an original. Dutch. And the way that Speak No Evil goes, you'll know if you've seen it. And if you've not seen the original, wow. It leaves you completely speechless. I was numb after watching this film. This is The Arrow, and the film by Christian Tafdrup is incredible. I think it came out on Shudder as like a Shudder original or something. And we're at 2018, if I'm not wrong. Oh, 2024 was the Hollywood remake, and this is 2022. So yes, one of them things where Hollywood go, yeah, they'll not understand this film because it's foreign. Let's just remake it shot by shot. But they don't. The original is far more brutal than the 2024 one. Far more brutal. You need to make a beeline for this bad boy because it's nasty as hell. And it will leave you absolutely speechless. It did me. You can't believe it. You cannot believe it. It could easily be a video nasty. It could easily be a modern video nasty because it just leaves you that bad after. It's good because how many films finish right nice? Oh, it's all nice. Oh, happy ending, blah, blah, blah. Or do they finish him safe because they want a sequel? That type of thing, you know what I mean? No, not in this bad boy. I've said too much, haven't I? Watch it, buy it, own it. It's a nice release, that, actually. Blu-ray, not 4K, but it's a good one. I have seen it, of course, but I've not put it back in on disc yet. But I will do, because it's a cracker. And that's your lot, I think, for now. But yeah, again, thanks very much for tuning in and looking at a few of these films today. It's been a pleasure having you, you know. Put in comments if you can. I know I'm asking again, and I shouldn't, but yeah. Awkwardness is it's a brand new channel, newish. It's less than 12 months old. I do, as you can see, I do like my heavy metal music, so I'm off to download again this year. My download videos are nothing to do with horror, or are they? And the horrors of download, they're brilliant. So I go and I take my camera and I show people what it's like at download. So I'll be doing that again this year. And I'm carrying on with this series because I like going down memory lane. I like talking about films. It gives me an excuse. And as a disabled person who struggles to get about without being in excruciating bloody pain, which I'm sure there's loads of us, I can sit at a desk. So that's why I do these as well. So thank you very much. It means a lot. It means the world to me that you're watching. Put it in comments, though, if you can, what you think of these films. Have you seen any of them? I bet you have. Forest of Fear, I'll watch that and let you know how I get on with it. Because it took some anticipating. Trying to track it down were hard enough. And now I've got 2 copies. I've got one off the video and one off a newly done Blu-ray. So I'll definitely let you know how I get on with that one. What do you want to see next? I've got one for you. A Spanish film next time that's so disturbing. It give me nightmares. It proper give me nightmares. And it's a Spanish horror that's, it's fantastic. I'll talk about it next time. Thanks, everyone. See you later.
Oh, you couldn't look at me like that, you lazy sod. You had one job to turn that bloody microphone on and you didn't. Well, I've told you before, you've no Tom Paul Nashy. You universal piece of shite.